Nigga kill over a bitch, but let a rat keep his wife.
Mr. Zachary, did he provide you with what you would have considered incriminating information about Kenneth Copeland that you had not previously received from other sources?
Yes.
And what about Mr. Garlington? Did he give you information about Mr. Garlington that you had not received from other sources?
Yes.
Did he provide you with information regarding the January 10th, 2015 murder of Donovan Thomas and what happened before and after that you had not received from other sources?
Yes.
With respect to Antonio Sledge, did Mr. Zachary, during your August 5th, 2015 interview with Mr. Zachary, give you what you would have considered incriminating information about Antonio Sledge?
Yes.
Was that information known to you from any other source before you talked to Mr. Zachary on August the 5th?
Yes. Some of it, yes.
Was all of it?
Not all of it, no.
The information regarding Mr. Sledge shooting at Kel with Woody, was that known to you?
No.
Was worried Woody would fold that he and tell police that Nard, Yak, Shannon, and Duop had murdered Nut. Was that the first time that you had heard that?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
And when you heard from Mr. Zachary that Thug asked the members of YSL responsible for killing Nut, why'd y'all kill Nut?
I'm checking that is misrepresentation.
Sustained. Okay. Let me play for you. Do you recall during your interview with Quindaria Zachary when Detective Dennis asked, what was Thug's mood like when you all were in Miami?
Yes.
And do you recall or whether that was immediately following the Donovan Thomas murder?
Yes.
And do you recall whether Mr. Zachary said Thug was calm?
He was normal.
Or normal? Thank you.
He was normal.
All right. And do you recall whether Detective Dennis asked, he didn't care, he didn't give a fuck? Do you recall that?
Yes.
And did Detective Dennis ask that question?
Yes.
And did Quindaria Zachary follow that up with sort of an explanation?
He did.
Would you tell the jury what that explanation was for why he said Thug was normal?
He stated because he, Nut gave the whoop or the green light for members of YSL, so he was just like, whatever, after that.
And when you say Nut gave the green light, when he talked to you about Nut giving the green light, did he also tell you or state that Thug asked, why did y'all kill Nut?
Yes, he did.
And was that the response Mr. Zachary told you was given to Defendant Williams while they were in Miami?
Yes.
And did Mr. Zachary tell you that Thug seemed then satisfied with why they killed Nut?
I'm checking best evidence.
Sustained.
And during the course of your interview with Mr. Zachary, did you understand Mr. Zachary to correct you at any time during the interview if something was inaccurately stated?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm going to move for a mistrial on behalf of Mr. Stillwell. We have, first of all, I'll point out that we've been referring to Ms. Gaither as, I believe, Sergeant, and I say that to say that she is not someone that just came off the street to testify with no understanding of how the process works. She's experienced. She's, I'm sure, testified many times before. She just informed the jurors that her belief is that Mr. Zachary did not want to harm Mr. Stillwell specifically, but that's not my objection. My objection is she testified his intent was to come in and give truthful, to get himself out of trouble by giving truthful information. That was absolutely improper. That was vouching for a witness. That was bolstering, and that is the basis for a mistrial. From an expert, I'll point out as well.
Your Honor, my response is that the court very well could and should instruct the jury that as to the witness's opinion about a interviewee's, well, first my response is we vehemently object to a mistrial. Secondly, the court could and should instruct the jury that a witness's opinion about another witness's statements or, testimony or anything that they said is not to be considered by the jury. The jury is the person that determines the credibility of the witnesses. And I can make certain that Sergeant Gaither knows when I'm asking regarding any indication that to not talk about truthfulness, but just to give objectively what indication or whether she considered that there was an indication. Secondly, a mistrial is in no way warranted in this case. When Sergeant Gaither did not say Quindary Zachary was being truthful, she said, I perceived. She said, I perceived. And that is why an instruction would be warranted, that her opinion about his truthfulness is not to be considered by the jury. They make the determination about credibility. There is nothing about any of the exchange that just occurred that warrants or in any way justifies a mistrial. At best, an instruction is called for.
I'll also point out that I initially objected to the question to begin with, and I saw the danger, and the state insisted on asking that question that prompted this response.
You may answer that question. Do I need to ask it again?
No, I think I understand it. No, it didn't appear that he just wanted to get them in trouble. I took it as he wanted to try to help himself as much as he can by providing truthful information.
Speculation.
Overruled. Well, sustained as to speculation.
Okay.
I also have a motion, Your Honor.
You have a
Motion that was completely inappropriate.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to instruct the witness as well. So we'll go ahead and take a break. And when we get back, I'm going to have the witness in and instruct her and then give an instruction to the jury. Going to deny the motion for mistrial to streamline this case some more. This is just going to have to figure out a faster way to get to what it is that you want from each witness. I mean, in federal court, they might just say, you got an hour with this witness. And
Do they limit both sides to cross and state?
We'll talk about the witness list next week.
And Your Honor, yes, I understand.
Oh yeah, we'll be done by 10 with this witness. And we haven't even gotten across yet. After having her all day yesterday.
She was here Monday, Judge.
Whenever it was.
Monday was 2 days ago. She waited all day and did not testify.
Oh, that's not the issue. The issue is how long she's on the stand testifying and how long every witness is on the stand testifying and how many witnesses there are in this case. It's just a lot.
Your Honor, are both sides restricted to an amount of time?
Well, I mean, I would imagine that it's not like they let one side go on forever, but the other side only gets 10 minutes.
And given that the state does have the burden of proof, Your Honor.
I understand that, which is why I haven't done it yet. But y'all need to self-regulate.
I provided the court with those cases, Your Honor.
Weinstein, petty as hell.
Able to corroborate whether the person listed on State's Exhibit 503 that you got from Quindary Zachary was in fact Nard or Demise McMullen.
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right. Is there cross-examination for this witness?